Does everyone optimizing the wrong thing? Imagine you are the CEO of global enterprise. Your AI POC has just been approved. Now the finance asks one simple question. If we deploy this across the company, how much is it going to cost? Suddenly the room becomes silent. The AI team says it depends. The vendor consultant says it depends. Nobody has a real number. So today, instead of guessing, let's calculate this using a realistic enterprise example. By the end of this video, you will understand where AI money actually goes. And I promise, it's probably not where you think. Let's imagine a global company. It could be a bank, an insurance company, or a healthcare company. They have SOPs, product documentation, regulatory documents, and customer support knowledge. Let's assume they have 1 million documents. Each document average 20 pages. That gives us 20 million pages. Already that sounds terrifying, right? 20 million pages. Most people stop here and think AI is going to be ridiculously expensive. But we are only getting started. Here's something many people don't realize. Language model don't understand pages like PDF or Word document. They only understand token. So we need to convert everything. Let's assume each page contains 600 words. On average, English words become around 1.3 tokens. That means each page contains roughly 780 tokens. Multiply that by 20 million pages and our enterprise knowledge base contains 15.6 billion tokens. Now we finally have something we can price. Now we create embedding. Think of embedding as a fingerprint for every piece of knowledge. Instead of reading the document every time someone asks a question, the AI research these fingerprint, find the most relevant information, and only send those information to language model. This is what makes RAG fast. This is also the cost everyone worried about. So how much does it cost? Using today's embedding pricing in our example, you remember 16 billion tokens and cost roughly $2,000. That's it, one time. Honestly, that's much cheaper than most people expect. Now, someone usually says, but our document change every month. Absolutely. Policies change, compliance change, and new SOPs arrive. Let's assume 10% of document change every month. Do we embedded everything? No, right? Only the change document. That means our monthly embedding cost become around $2,000. Again, surprisingly small. So if we embedding isn't expensive, where is all the money going? Now let's imagine 5,000 employees use this AI assistant. Each employee asks one question every working day. That become roughly 150k questions every month. Now let's look at one request. When a user asks a question, the system prompt, conversation history, security instruction, retrieve documents are included. So very quickly, our prompt become around 1000 input tokens. The model then generate 4000 output tokens. Now we need to multiply that by 150k questions. Suddenly your language model process hundreds of millions of tokens every month. Using this pricing example, your monthly inference cost become almost 9000 every month. Not once, every month. This is where enterprise AI starts becoming expensive. Let's compare. Embedding the entire enterprise one time 2000. Running the AI every month, you need 9000. Do you see the difference? Companies spend weeks trying to optimize vector database, while the LLM quietly burn through their budget every single day. And we are still not finished. Because the LLM isn't your only cost. You also need a vector database, compute infrastructure, monitoring, login, security, and more. Like in this example model, I've allocated around 1500 per month, but in production, especially with the enterprise availability requirement, it can be much higher. Here's something I see in architecture discussions all the time. Teams spend months trying to reduce vector database cost, or they debate which embedding model is 10% cheaper. Meanwhile, their prompt contain 10 retrieved documents, 5 pages of conversation history, 3 system prompt, and AI agent that calls 4 other AI agent. The expensive part isn't finding information. The expensive part is asking the LLM to process too much information. Now, here is where architecture becomes really important. Let's see few example. Example 1. Instead of retrieving 10 document chunk, retrieve only the best 3. Immediately, your input tokens drop significantly. Multiply that across hundred of thousands of requests and you are saving money every single month. So example 2. Not every question needs GPT's most capable model. Maybe simple HR questions can use a smaller, lower cost model, while complex queries go to a more advanced one. This approach, often called model routing, can reduce cost dramatically without sacrificing the quality. And example 3, many employees ask the same question every day: how do I apply for a leave? Where is the travel policy? Instead of sending identical prompts to the LLM each time, cache the response. If even 30% of requests are served from the cache, you could reduce inference cost by nearly a third. Large enterprise save thousands of dollars each month with strategies like this. Fourth example, most teams optimize for accuracy. Few optimize for output length. Does every answer need 4000 tokens? Probably not. If you reduce the average response to 2000 tokens where appropriate, your output token cost can be cut almost half. Sometimes the best optimization isn't the best model, it's a best answer. And here's something every cost calculator leaves out. Real enterprise AI needs more than APIs. You will need evaluation framework to measure answers quality, guardrail to prevent unsafe or incorrect response, PI detection like protect sensitive data, observability, prompt versioning, and A/B testing. Finally, human review workflow for high risk decisions. These don't appear on the OpenAI pricing page, but they are essential in the production. As your AI platform matures, these operational capabilities become just as important as the model itself. Now let's zoom out. This spreadsheet isn't really about RAG. It's about enterprise architecture. The most successful AI platform aren't the ones with the smartest model. They are the ones designed for scale. They reuse shared services, they centralize security, they shared observability, and they measure every token that leaves out from the platform. Because once your company moves from one AI assistant to 50 AI assistants, and from one department to the entire enterprise, cost optimization becomes an architectural capability, not just a finance exercise. So, what did we learn today? The first surprise is that embedding millions of documents isn't expensive as most people imagine. The second is the inference cost of running the language model quickly become your biggest recurring expensive. And the third and perhaps most important lesson is that architecture determines cost. Decision like how much context you send, how many document chunk you retrieve, whether you cache responses, and which model you route request can have a bigger impact on your AI budget than switching to a slightly cheaper embedding model. The next time someone tells you RAG is too expensive, don't ask how much their vector database costs. Ask them how many tokens are they sending? How much context are they retrieving? Those questions reveal the true cost of enterprise AI. Please put a comment below if you need an Excel template to calculate and forecast your RAG based AI assistant.